Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Slancha!
How we doing, whiskey brothers and sisters? Today is a fantastic day. It is July the 3rd? I think July 3rd. Almost, well, it was Canada's birthday 2 days ago, and we are at the After Dark Distillery. And we're here with, well, Louise is on the side, but Dean, and Dean's last name, Dean Perry, who's an Alberta boy, who was a fracker, and I meant it, a fracker from Grand Prairie. And he came here 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago to start this distillery. And it's a beautiful place, and we can see the beautiful still right there. We see that in the background. Nick's pointing to it. So we got my good friend and the VP of the Alberta Scotch Society behind me, Nick. And he's really happy to be here as well, because we get to, in the middle of the day, not in the middle of the day, it's like 5 o'clock our time, 6 o'clock our time, we're drinking some whiskey. And got some questions for Dean. So Dean, tell us. You came here, and it looked like they had open arms for you guys in this town. They wanted you here. Why? First of all, how did you know they come here? And then two, to get everything you got.
Well, we came here because of we're looking for a location and a place to retire at the end of the day.
Okay.
So we're kind of considering ourselves as semi-retired right now. But we work harder than we did when we were in Grand Prairie.
That's always the way it is, because, well, and Grand Prairie, you also had your business.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
had businesses up there, and we also work for other companies also.
So you sold. You're a fracker.
Yeah.
A trucker. Yeah. Were you a trucker before, a truck driver owner?
Yeah.
So you were doing that too.
Yeah.
And then here, and then 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No. When did you approach the city hall?
5 years, 5 to 6 years ago, somewhere in there. Maybe about 5 years ago. 2016. Yeah.
2016, you approach City Hall and you say, I'm thinking about opening a distillery. Mm-hmm. And they said, we got the spot for you. Or did you tell them, I drove around the town, I want this spot, and they moved someone out for you?
No, what it was we seen the building was for sale. Privately.
Yeah,
so it kind of suited what we were going to do with the distillery, and it was set up to be an expandable building in the future to expand it. So we approached the town, and then we asked them to do a couple improvements around our location here, and they agreed to do that for us.
Sidewalk, parking back there,
tour bus, and all that. So that's all taken care of, and they welcomed us with open arms to come and set up our business here and be part of their community.
Well, it makes you feel welcome too, right?
Yes.
It's like, come in here, set up shop, and it's not with the tourist trade. Like, you do well with the tourists that come through, but you're open year round. You do most of your distilling in the wintertime, you said.
In the falls and that, and in the winter. Because it's so hot here in the summer, you don't want to be running stills, right? So
why After Dark? Because there's, I think, in this book right here, so the definitive guide. Right? So our friends Davin and Blair, hopefully you guys are watching. Blair, I didn't come on with you last Tuesday night because I wanted to travel. So this is what I'm doing. I'm traveling, and we're here. But in here, I think they say that it's a homage to the what's it called? The rum runners, the bootlegging, the moonshine, and the moonshine up front, because there's a lot of product. And Nick bought several bottles of the moonshine already. Which ones did you get, buddy?
Oh man, there was the cherry one I fell in love with, which is interesting. The lemonade one, the lemonade moonshine, that is a nice, sharp, wonderful flavor. So, and
a gift for his lovely wife when he gets back, as a thank you for letting us go on this road trip. Thank you very much, Sharna.
And a maple one.
And a maple one.
Who's that for? We can go on. They got lots up there. They actually have about 8 different flavors, I think.
Is it? How many flavors?
Well, there's a peach one.
12 flavors in all. Okay. Well, and he only got 3. He was looking at 4 and 5. So, and as we know on this, so this is Monashee Mountain whiskey. This is 4.5 years old. This is what we're sampling today. But tell me why Monashee Mountain for one. And did you always think you were doing whiskey? Like you put this on the still right away. Mm-hmm. So you always knew you were doing whiskey.
Yes.
Was that your number one thing?
Well, yes, but so it takes 3 years in Canada
Yeah.
to call it a whiskey. So you have to have other product go out the door to help pay your bills to get to that point, right? So
And that's the moonshine,
That's the
and that's the
moonshine.
link to After Dark.
Yep. Yes. Monashee Mountain Moonshine.
Now, was there a lot of bootleggers around here? Because I know in Vancouver, Victoria, by the water, but was there here?
I don't think there was that many in this area, but there was a lot of private stills in this area. And you still hear of them, like still today, guys who have their own little stills, right?
Come in and talk to you.
Oh, yeah, some guys.
Where do I do my cuts?
Yeah.
Says Dolph at one point. I'm wondering how to do that.
Exactly.
It's very interesting information. All right. So Monashee Mountain, that's where we are. 4.5 years old. You put it in right away. Tell me the mash bill, please, because I was thinking it was more barley than's actually in here.
No, it's 75% corn.
Okay.
It's 15% malted barley and 10% oats.
So why did you decide to do it that way? Because a lot of Canadians, you hear about Canadian distilleries, they do their corn, they do the barley, they do everything separate, and then you blend, you melt.
You know, everything
didn't
is
want to
all
do that.
mashed together. Everything is all fermented together, and then all our whiskeys are single barrel whiskeys. We take a barrel off, we process it till that barrel's empty, and then we go on to the next barrel. So we don't blend barrels or nothing.
And you put them in here. So this is batch 2, bottle number 1. I'm not allowed to take this home, but that's okay. It's got the, and tell us about the awards. This one right here, silver.
The silver was the International Sip Awards. No?
That's our Canadian
Oh,
one.
that's a Canadian one. Oh, that's a Canadian one. Okay, the silver, yeah.
So they like you more in the States. They gave you the gold in the States and the SIP award. And that's
Oh, that's the bronze.
bronze?
That was last year's.
Where's the gold?
The gold one that hasn't come to us yet. It's on its way.
Okay. So they've got a gold, silver, and bronze. And it's the Olympics time, so you got the gambit.
Yeah.
And it's all on different batches of this whiskey, right?
It's all on batch 1 and batch 2.
Okay. And when's batch 3?
We've already started taking some of batch 3 off right now.
Nice.
So batch 3 is on the shelves right now. We're selling batch 3. We've started batch 3.
That's what I'm
The
going
ones
with.
in the vodka bottles.
Yeah.
And why vodka bottles? You told me this too.
Because you can't get bottles. Bottles are hard to get right now. So we have to resource whatever we can find to put whatever in whichever bottle that we can get our hands on. And right now, it looks like we might be getting our whiskey bottles in 2 or 3 weeks. So our vodka will probably be going into whiskey bottles because we don't it looks like we're not getting any more vodka bottles till October maybe. So
If you stop selling so well, I think you do all right. You get them in the right bottles. Tell us, what's the difference between a whiskey bottle and a vodka bottle?
well, I could show you right now.
Excellent. I'm going to say the size, and I'm wondering if it's the width, if it's the thickness of the glass at all.
They're different styles. Is
Yeah,
what
so-
they are. So that's more of an old school whiskey bottle.
Yeah, with the height.
Yep, and this is a shorter, rounder, it's a Denver style bottle.
Okay,
But they hold the same amount. They're just
they
different
do,
style bottles.
and they're hefty bottles. I
Yeah.
like too. You got good grip, and if you look, lots of glass down there. I like
Yep.
that a lot. Okay,
Yep.
there's the difference. So stop selling so well, and you can get them in the right bottle, and it doesn't matter. I'm still taking mine going home. I'm drinking some whiskey tonight. Yes. So, gentlemen, what we think? Actually, one last question: is it easier to do a mixed mash bill, or do you just like the flavor better?
It's a little bit of both. I like doing it because I do my temperature cooks at different temperatures.
Mhm.
I'm all over the place with the temperature because of different grains. I add them in at different times.
Okay.
So it's a
So what goes in
procedure.
first? So you're
Always
starting
the
with the
corn.
barley. Oh, I thought you
Barley
needed
goes
the
in
barley.
last.
Why?
Yep.
Because I thought you needed the barley for the ferment to start. So I thought you'd have to get that.
No, I cook
Moving
the
to-
corn first.
Okay.
Then I get all my starches, and then I add my barley, and then my barley will break down my starches, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So barley's last. See,
Yeah.
that's a bad guess.
Because it's my temperatures too. Because I
And
got
the
to
oats
cook
in
at
the
a
middle.
higher temperature with the corn.
Okay, and then you
Yeah.
lower.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I add my barley when I get to a certain temperature, and then I let it sit for an hour or two, and then I pull it all off, and then we ferment it.
How long? 5 days.
It's usually
somewhere?
4 to 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And you're looking at temperature when you're doing that, right?
When I'm pulling it off,
Yeah, you
because
just
I bring
look-
it right
it's amount of
down
time.
in the high 20s
Okay.
before I put it into my fermenters.
Nice.
So I want to get it down as low as I can because the temperature climbs so high, and I don't have tanks set up to control the heat, so I got to pretty much monitor it and put them in at certain temperatures.
And I think it was 38 degrees here today, so it's hard to deal with when it's that hot here. To get
you don't want to be firing stills up.
No, I'd be sweating. We'd need more than the hats to hold the sweat off the heads. All right, gentlemen, what do we think? Nick, what do you get?
Oh, I'm getting caramel and I'm getting sweetness. I was already fooled earlier by saying there's rye when I was being tested out front.
You thought some rye.
There's no rye in here. It's just corn. So, but I definitely smell the sweetness and I definitely smell the caramel and a little bit of wood.
Yeah.
And no spice with it? Is that why you were thinking rye because of the spice?
No, I was thinking rye because of the sweetness.
Oh, okay.
Sweetness. But yeah, but on the palate it was.
I'm getting spice and the spice from the wood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I'm liking it. What do you want us to taste? When you were making this, what did you want to come out?
I wanted the tannins. I wanted the smooth. I didn't want no lingering taste bite at the back end. I wanted to finish off smooth, and that's where the oats come in.
And there isn't anything that really comes back here at all.
I did taste the wood, and I definitely tasted the sweetness. And like I said, I would put this in the not too spicy though.
Nope, it just had something there. So I was thinking maybe 2% or something, but nothing. So that's good. It's the wood.
It's the wood. It's a nice little smooth dram.
And a shout out to the people who get you your wood.
Yeah. Where do you get those barrels behind us?
Well, my first round of them, I bought them right from
right back there.
Well, our new barrels came from the barrel mill out of the States.
Okay.
And then we got our big barrels from Jack Daniels. We bought used barrels from them. And then our last go around barrels, we bought them from Okanagan Spirits. They had a bunch of ones they were going to sell because they bought a bunch of brand new ones. So they offered them to us first, and I took them. So
nice.
Yeah.
We might be there tomorrow.
You guys should stop there.
Well, we tried to talk to them, try to find out if they want us there. We might just go there and do this anyways. And since the distiller or the owner is not going to be with us, we could badmouth them all we want to. It might be funner that way if we do it. So that's good. I like it. It's a good buy. You got to buy it.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sláinte, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I don't know when I'm going to see you next. Hopefully, well, no, I'm going to see you tomorrow at one point, but who knows at one, it might be 2 distilleries. It might be 1.5. It might be 3 distilleries if we sneak in somewhere else. Who knows? That's what it's fun.
Road trip.
It is. This is a fantastic. We are Sycamoose, BC. And we're not just here for the chocolate milk that I was told by Nick. I had to go get chocolate milk, and I told him we had to come here. So this was a perfect place to stop. Thank you very much, Whiskey Brothers, sisters. I will see you sometime soon. Sláinte, cheers, everybody.
Thank you.